Okay, 1 second, YouTube. I'm really ghettoing this. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I don't know if I'm in the shot or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to do this whole video. Anyway, and then if it's not, I'll redo it. Okay, and also, hold on 1 second, I'm sorry. I was not prepared for this. You would think I would be since I have nothing to do right now, but much better. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is on Silvia's channel, Silvija, she changed her name, it used to be SVJ something something, I'm subscribed to her. She has a video where she does a dread tag. I don't know who tagged her, but it's a bunch of questions about dreadlocks, so I'm gonna answer the same ones. I would tag her back, but obviously I already know all the answers to all of hers, so there's not much point. So, I don't know, let's just start then, I guess. Do you remember the specific moment when you decided you were going to dread your hair? Where were you and how did you feel? Yeah, I do actually. It was April 20th of this year, 2012. My friend Maddie and I were gonna celebrate with a bunch of our friends later that night. So we were looking up some videos and we put one dreadlock in each other's hair. And I decided that I really liked them and that I wanted to get more of them. So, I decided that day that I wanted to do dreads, but I think I was going to wait until May, right after I got out of college, so that way I'd have the whole summer for them to develop. Anyway, what method, if any, did you use to start your dreadlocks? I did twist and rip for mine. I think the first ones that my mom and I did before, like when I got lice and I had to take them all out, I think that was backcombing, or like maybe a combination of twist and rip and backcomb, but it was mostly twist and rip, and then this set I did with twist and rip, only backcombing the ends so that way I can make them fuzzy and stay a little better. How old are my dreadlocks? Today is their 4-month anniversary actually. I did them on August 17th, it is now December 17th, so my dreadlocks are 4 months old at the moment. What is the length of your longest and shortest dread? Well, I think they're probably all about the same. I would think that this one's my longest, since it's the oldest, but I'm not really sure. And I think my shortest is probably some of these on the front, but they're still pretty, like, they're still about the same length. Because before I dreaded my hair, I actually had an all-over even boy cut. So all my hair's kind of been growing at the same speed. I'm sure some of it isn't as much as the rest, but maybe like, hold on, maybe these ones on the back? Maybe these are shorter? Yeah, I think these might be a little bit shorter. I don't know the exact length though. Do I have any dreads that are especially unique, strange, or awesome? There's one over here. Oh, this guy. You can tell he's been crocheted because, he's got a bunch of loops, and I can't tighten them. I mean, I don't think I'm really gonna try to. I think it looks kind of... I'll just have one that's kind of rocking it like this. But, yeah, he's got a lot going on. So, yeah. How many dreads do I have currently? I have 86 now. I counted earlier, but I started with, the number I started with, I believe it was like 136 or something. Yeah, so I've put a lot of them together, and they're actually forming pretty nicely together, some of the older ones. I kind of like the ones that have 2 different colors in them because I dyed some of them. It's kind of funny, so it's like a weird mix of colors. What shampoo or other products do you use on your dreads? I use Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Pure Cast Iron soap, the tea tree and the lavender, a little bit of both, along with baking soda for shampoo. I do that. I kind of... okay, never mind, that's the next one. How often do you wash your dreads? I used to do mine every other day, but I've gotten really lazy recently and have a really time concept type issue going on. So it's changed to like every 3 days or 4 days or sometimes every other day. It just depends. But I don't like having, like, I wash mine today and all the loose hairs, like, I don't mind them, but it's a lot of maintenance. So I might try to quit doing that as often. My head doesn't seem to mind as much anymore anyway. Sorry, I have the sniffles. Regular maintenance. No. I don't, if you can tell, there's some of them here that are really obvious. I don't even really do palm rolling. I probably should, to try to keep them a little less messy, but there's just so many to palm roll. Like 86 is a lot. It takes a while to sit down. If I had another, like someone else to do it with me, I don't know, maybe, but I don't think my dad's gonna sit down at the couch watching TV and help me palm roll my hair. So I don't know, I just do like different sides every time. I kind of alternate if I do any of it. I crochet hook them occasionally, but it's just because well, I think I'll get to that in the other questions. Occasionally I crochet hook them, but not very often, because it also takes a long time. Favorite beads or other decorations? I had craft lace wraps in them until recently, which I actually liked a lot because the colors are really nice and they stay put, they don't fade, and they're not going to break out or, like, you know, string rot like embroidery thread will, because I've done a lot of stuff with embroidery thread, and I know after you keep it for a while it gets kind of icky, and I can only imagine being in hair that gets wet and stays wet for a while, it would decay pretty fast. So the craft lace was really nice because it's plastic. And then the rubber bands I like and I don't like. I like the color that they added them because whenever I take them out I can tell that they're not there anymore. They look a lot different. But at the same time, you know, I don't really want to have rubber bands in my hair. I got some colored wire to try to make some coils, but I think I'm going to wait until my dreads get a little bit older, maybe 6 months or a year, before I actually start putting stuff in them. It's weird that it's been 4 months already. It's crazy. If my dreads had their own personal motto, what would it be? Fuck it. As inappropriate as that may be. They've taught me a lot about, you know, I could try to make them do certain things, but they're just gonna do what they want to do, and really it doesn't matter. Like, I could get out of bed and no one would know the difference if whether or not I'd, you know, fix them or anything. Yeah. So unless there happens to be one that's like, yeah, let's see here, don't spill. Unless there happens to be one that's like this or something, you know, stuck under some other ones, then basically they look about the same. If I could start a new set of dreads, would I do anything differently? Yeah. Yes and no. I think I probably would have sectioned them better and had someone help me, because I did mine all on my own, and it got pretty crazy. So I have a couple of like bridges going on, and some of the sections are the funniest shapes, and I'm gonna end up with some funny shaped dreads. And also I started them out really, really small, so I would have started them out bigger to begin with. I just felt one that's a good example. Hold on a second. Like this one. See how big this one is? It started off as 3 that were this size. Look how small it is. Just don't start them off this small. That's really tiny. And keeping up with maintenance regularly, I would have tried to start weaning my head off of every other day washes a lot faster, so I wouldn't have to wash them as often, and also maybe work more on rinsing them out better, I guess, because I feel like sometimes I probably don't get them that well, and I try to go back and rinse them if I think they feel like they have residue, but it doesn't always work out. Is there anything else unique about your appearance other than your dreadlocks, tattoos, piercings, etc.? My ears are pierced. But other than that, no, not really. I'd like to get some tattoos, but I've only thought of 2 that I'd like to get, and I think I might wait a little bit to get them. There's some piercings that I want to, but I'm not really hung up on getting either of them. I'd like them, but I just, you know what I mean. And also, oh, my belly button. I had a hernia when I was little, so I have like an innie/outie. So I have an intriguing belly button. I haven't met anybody else that has one like mine. How many people do I personally know with dreadlocks? Personally, 1. I work with her, or worked with her at the Walmart in Batesville. Hers were 2 years old and they were natural, and she was still forming some of them. And she would tell me every day, oh, your dreads look so nice and everything, and how frustrated she was with hers. But I really think it's just because since they're natural, they're gonna take a lot longer than mine are to do their thing. But she's saying she's thinking about cutting them, and I was like, no, you've worked for them for 2 years, and you know, just keep with them because they'll tidy up as time goes on. The natural just takes longer. But other than that, I talked to one guy that was from Jacksonville that had dreadlocks. I saw one guy in the store. I kind of worked, not really, I never even talked to her, but she worked in the garden center that had dreadlocks. I've talked to like a couple of African American people that have dreadlocks. A new girl started right before I left that has dreadlocks. I saw one lady at a Chinese restaurant that had just really, like, they were like this long, short, scraggly ones. They were really small. They were about the size of mine. And I saw one other white guy one time, but it was like last year, and he was just walking around on campus. He had them pulled back, and I was just, I don't know, I just took note of him as he passed by. But personally, I only know one person. I wish I knew more. Somebody get dreadlocks with me, because I want someone else to have dreadlocks so I can talk with them about it and be all like, oh my god, look at what they're doing today, and be like a girl, but about dreadlocks. Have any employers turned you down for having dreads or wanted you because you have dreads? Yeah, kind of, yes and no. Whenever I first started working for Walmart in May of this year, they told me that I could not have them because I hadn't done them yet. I had just been waiting for the 2 weeks until I needed to see if I needed to like shampoo my hair again. And they told me that if I got them, I would not get the job, which sucked really bad. I was really upset. But whenever I did them right before I came to Batesville, whenever I got to Batesville, they didn't say anything about it. Like, they didn't care at all. So, no one else has wanted me because of my dreads, though. Like, no. What's the weirdest question you've gotten about your dreads? Well, first of all, I don't know how many people have said braids, nice braids, but you know, I don't really know how you can get them confused because this looks a lot different than braided hair. I get that they're small sections and maybe they just weren't looking that closely, but every time someone's like, oh hey, I like your braids, I'm just like, thank you. That's very nice of you. I have dreadlocks. They're like, oh cool. I've gotten customers, even though I wear a hairnet, I've gotten customers at the counter that's like, really, do you have dreadlocks? And I'll be like, yeah, I do. And then I'll have a small conversation about them. Basically just, you don't wash them, right? Or you have to shave your head to take them out, right? Which honestly, I'd probably just cut my hair and take them off because I've had my hair really short and I don't mind it. I would not go through and bother to comb this all out for the damaged hair. Like, no. I'd rather just cut it and start over. Have you ever had a freak accident or embarrassment involving your dreads? Freak accident? No. I'm kind of waiting to set one on fire by accident. I don't... I'm not really sure, but I just have some kind of weird feeling that that might happen. Embarrassment. Yes, sometimes I'll go to take off my hairnet and one of them will be sticking up in the back like this. So I'll go to, stock some chickens at the front or something, so I'll be walking down the whole store with just one of my dreads sticking up alfalfa style, and no one will say anything until I get back to the back counter and they're like, hey, you know your hair was sticking up? No. Thank you. Thanks for telling me. And then also, one time, my friends and I were rolling around in this, like, it was like a pine needle pile, I guess. We were, like, doing Assassin's Creed flips into it, which was fun. But, I went to work the next day and I still had a pine needle in my hair. So, they were like, you got some tree in your hair. It was just, I'm sure they had the idea that my dreads were very dirty that day. Do I have any dreaded role models? If so, who? No, not really. But Silvia, if you watch this video, I used a lot of yours just for basic info of what to do and what not to do and some just general ideas for dreadlocks because, you know, that actually goes with the next question. What dreaded YouTubers could you see yourself hanging out with in real life if you know any? I don't know any in real life, and the only person that I've bothered to look at all their videos well enough is Silvia. She seems pretty chill, so low. I like her accent, her, what is it, me in an English accent? I don't remember. I've looked at it twice already and I've forgotten both times. I guess anyone that has dreads that I'm subscribed to, I don't know, most dreaded people seem pretty chill, so any dreaded YouTubers I could see myself hanging out with, even just one time, so, I don't know, and I don't know how long this video has been running, but I'll go ahead and give an update, I guess. So they're 4 months old, and sometimes I blow dry them, sometimes I don't. I've gotten less frequent washings. I did an apple cider vinegar rinse. They felt a lot cleaner since then. But I still have a problem with if a hair comes out of my head and the follicle is still attached to the end of the hair, it leaves its little white pieces, and they don't come off the end of the hair unless you like break it off or cut it off. So I just have a bunch of little white spots in some of my dreads, and it looks kind of dandruffy or licey, and it wigs me out every single time I see it. I'm just like, ah. So I don't know how to fix that, but I guess I'll just put up with it. And then it's funny because at the back of my head, one of these, which one is it? I think it's this one. I put two dreads together that have parts of hair that want to go separate ways. So like the bottom of the roots just won't form together. It's kind of funny, but I'm sure they will eventually, maybe. But if not, you know, it's whatever. I still have a problem with if I put my hair up, my dreads make my scalp itch because they're, you know, dry and scratchy. But other than that, I guess that's really all I have to say. Here, you can have a look at them. They're still damp, they're still really messy because they're still wet, and I just washed it. Whoa, that's a really, hairy spot. Oh, this one is my favorite dread. It's the oldest one, and it's pretty locked up, which is cool because none of the rest of them really are, except for like a couple. So I like this one a lot. And yeah, so dreadlocks. I saw the back of my head today because at my dad's house I have folding mirrors. So it's the first time I've ever seen the back of my head in person, like without taking a picture or a video of it. Not bad, I guess. I don't know what I was expecting, but you know. I wish my dreads would stay back better. Like, I like the way they look back sometimes, but then, you know, you get the ones that just kind of wiggle down to the side and it just looks silly. So I don't do it very often unless I have a headband on. Dreads. I still have some really small ones back here, and like about this part of my head, they haven't really been maintained ever at all, so I'll get to that. And if I find anything to do or have any questions, or anybody has any questions, you know, comment below. I'll make another video sometime soon, maybe at 5 months, maybe sooner. I'm also going to start doing like candy tutorials and making thing tutorials. Any questions, just hit me up. And I guess I'm about to really embarrassingly take this off. I could just edit these videos, but you know, I'm too lazy. So, peace out, YouTube, and talk to you later!